Today is October 10th and Wednesday morning, and Glenn, Rob, and I are chatting about iOS development and WinMobile 17, and he's come across some insights that y'all may want to know if you're working toward this. Okay, Glenn. Rob, it's all yours.
Okay. All right. When it comes to long and the short of it is that you cannot compile and build WinMobile 17 products into XCode 4.5. You need to use XCode 4.4.1. It's simple to download. You go to your developer's account. You go to the downloads. So it's developer.apple.com/downloads. And here you'll see a whole bunch of actually pretty useful tools. If you ever needed to just do command line stuff, you can get it from here. But if you scroll all the way down, you find Xcode 4.4.1. There you go. Download that. Once the download is complete, you expand the file. And what I did was I created in my applications directory another folder labeled Xcode 4.4.1. And in there I have my Xcode 4.4.1. So that way it does not interfere with my 4.5 Xcode, which is right here. Now.
Oh, so you have both of them available to you.
Yes. That was one of the things I was trying to figure out how to get to work. So now. That's over here. Okay. So here is my WinDev mobile app, my Locker buddy. In order to make this work, the big issue is right in here. ARM7 is not, ARMv7 is not compatible with the WinMobile product. It has to be ARM6. That's the first thing. The other thing is you have to compile in 4.1 or 4.3. You do 4.3. 4.1 is very old, but 4.3 will work. So in order to compile your product, you go to the target, summary, set that for 4.3, go into your build settings, and you have to change these all to ARM6. Now, in order to do that, as you'll see up here, it says standard R7, and it changes all of these. You click, you go to Other, you click here, and you hit the minus, you delete that. And you add, and you just type in, hit Enter. So you just do that for everywhere that says ARM7. And then down here.
So do you save that by just clicking away? Because that one still says ARM7.
Yeah, you just.
Oh, that seemed like when you when you were adding that, it looked like it had an extra line.
Oh, it did a bunch of. Okay. Yeah, just click away. I usually click into this box here just to. So. And down here, you will also have the same thing. Down here, it may have a list of ARM6, ARMv7, ARMv7s. You just delete the RV7s. Okay, and that. That should cover there. You may have to go up to your project and you may have to do some changes here. Don't worry about these saying ARM7. Now, once you've done all that, it is at that point that, in this case, I want to archive to send to the iTunes store. Archive it. And this brings you to where you submit and validate your product. So what I can do right now is I can do a validate. All right, it's not finding it. I may not have finished it in the iTunes Connect. But this is this final stage. Once you do this, you hit validate. It checks to make sure you've created the app on the apps in the iTunes Connect. It does some preliminary checks and says it's good. Then you hit distribute and it uploads it into the iTunes Connect. So that's how that part works. So typically, in order to run WinMobile, all you have to do is run it in 4.41, change all of your architectures to ARM v6. So anywhere you see anything that's other than ARM v6, delete it and change it to just say ARM v6. And make sure that in your application target, your deployment target is 4.3. It could be 4.1, but 4.3 will work fine. And if you've seen any of my previous iOS stuff in WinMobile, we showed the icons. I put the icons in, and as soon as I loaded this on here, they were all put in their appropriate place in the system. And it also included the frameworks needed for the iAd, which I have in this product. So I can confirm that whole system works fine. You put all your icons in the WinMobile, because if you recompile and reload it into XCode, you're going to lose it all. If you do it in XCode, you'll lose it all. If you do it in WinMobile, it translates through every single time you rebuild the project. So that's the better place to do it.
Those little insights are pretty handy. Because I know Rob spent hours working through a lot of issues, and so we are the beneficiaries. Any other thing you want to talk about, or Glenn, do you have anything to say? That was really good.
That was the archive, and then it does work on the phone. I have the phone plugged in. That's the other thing. When you do this part, you have to have a piece of hardware plugged in.
That's right. Otherwise,
you can't archive without a phone plugged into your computer. So,
okay.
Which is kind of crummy, because if you don't have a phone or you want to develop, you can't even. But I guess in reality, if you're going to be developing anywhere serious, you're going to get yourself an iPod or something so you can see your product on the actual hardware. But
so with all of this should work with like an iPad or an iPhone on iOS 6 or anything, because it's backward compatible, right?
Yes. Yeah, all iOSs are backward compatible. So